During 13 days, the world stood on the edge of nuclear war. It all began in October 1962. In the middle of the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union were already locked in constant tension. But that month, everything changed. American spy planes detected something unexpected in Cuba, military installations that should not have been there. After analyzing the images, the truth became clear. The Soviet Union was installing nuclear missiles on the island, just minutes away from U.S. territory. The information quickly reached the White House. President John F. Kennedy was informed and immediately understood the seriousness of the situation. This was not just a threat, it was a direct provocation, and possibly the beginning of nuclear war. For days, the U.S. government debated what to do. Some options were clear. Attack Cuba, destroy the missile sites, eliminate the threat. But that could trigger an immediate Soviet response and escalate the conflict to a global war. Another option was to wait, but with every hour, the missiles moved closer to being operational. Finally, the United States made a decision to impose a naval blockade around Cuba. No Soviet ship would be allowed to pass. It was a risky move because it meant direct confrontation. Meanwhile, in Moscow, Nikita Khrushchev, leader of the Soviet Union, was also under pressure. Removing the missiles would show weakness, but keeping them could lead to war. Days passed and tension grew. Soviet ships approached the blockade. The world watched, waiting for a spark that could change everything. In the middle of this crisis, one of the most dangerous moments occurred. A Soviet submarine surrounded by U.S. forces lost communication with Moscow. Under pressure and believing war had already begun, the crew considered launching a nuclear torpedo. Only one decision stood between the world and disaster, but one officer refused and prevented the launch. Meanwhile, negotiations continued. In secret, the United States and the Soviet Union searched for a solution. Finally, an agreement was reached. The Soviet Union would remove the missiles from Cuba, and the United States would promise not to invade the island. In addition, secretly the U.S. also agreed to remove its missiles from Turkey. The crisis ended, but it left a clear lesson. The world had been seconds away from disaster, and everything depended on human decisions made under pressure. For 13 days, the fate of the planet was at stake, and by a very small margin, everything could have been different.